Well, here it is, part two. Time index right now is 12:37 in the morning. It is Wednesday, the 17th of August, 2022. We were trying to see your zombie out here. All right, so what I was trying to talk about concerning of Coleridge's poem, the famous line of "Water, water everywhere." Nor all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere. Nor dropped a drink or something like that. Let me get over here. You just get up my line. Okay, let me repeat that one again. Better. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Now, what I was trying to talk about in the last video at this point over here is what we're taking advantage and we're taking for granted these days can actually be turned against us at this point. The things that make our bodies, the things that makes us who we are, can actually be turned against us before we even realized it. We've already been going after everybody else because we think we know better, but we don't. And trying to do this impression of God Almighty coming down, like I did in the last video here, I was trying to make a point of saying that, you know, the truth and reality is in front of us, and we can't see this damn thing. And sometimes it has to take certain aspects, certain creativity of ours to actually make us understand these truths that are happening to us right now. Using the analogy of Coleridge's rhyme of the Ancient Mariner poem, water. What is water to us? Water is life. Water is everything that we deal with. Water is a reality. Water is truth. But what type of water that we're dealing with and we cannot drink, but we are ingesting and making ourselves sick like crazy. When you have sailors out in the water, in the sea, dying of thirst, they know that the water they've got surrounding them, which may be the lifesaver for them in one particular format, is deadly in another one because it will dehydrate them like crazy, and they will die of dehydration and worse, diarrhea, nausea, fluid, excessive fluid. I mean, they'll just drain themselves dry of every damn drop. And they can't drink this life saving water outside. Truth out there is harsher for us to deal with because we don't want to deal with it. We've already been told that we've already got false prophets trying to lead us like crazy. We've had them in books. We've had Nostradamus trying to tell us that in this quatrains. I would must admit that he would probably tell us about those rascals we already had. Yet he was telling us about this stuff centuries before it happened. Did we ever listen? No. No. We also had the prophets trying to tell us what to expect in this time. Did we listen? Nope. Seeing how our world is falling apart, seeing how our country in the United States is falling apart right now, we keep trying to tell us that we are so mighty in our religious aspect. We are trying to tell us that we are mighty in God's love, that we are God's people. God must be embarrassed as hell with us. I have to admit this. He's got to be pissed off at us or very extremely disappointed in us. That no matter how many times we have people trying to be God's voice and trying to tell people what the hell is going on, even giving people head slaps if needed. Of course, they'll probably be arrested for assault. But a verbal head slap. Just a little bit of a reminder of what's going on. We won't listen to them. If shown evidence physically, we're too blind to it. We're blind and we're deaf to it. The two major senses that we rely on these days are visual and hearing. Take both away, what are we? Helen Keller. Even she learned how to overcome eventually and how to communicate to the world. She had to overcome those things. Problem is, the blind leading the blind, and you've only got the one-eyed Jack doing this whole thing here. Do you trust the one-eyed Jack? Do you? Because he might be leading you over the cliffs, and you really trust him. We are so screwed right now, we don't even realize what the hell we're saying or doing these days. We have put people in jeopardy because of our own misunderstandings, our own disillusionment, our own anger, our own frustrations. What I was trying to say in the other video is what I'm trying to conclude at this point over here is we're not listening. We're not paying attention. I'm not trying to be preachy about being religious at this point over here or turning into a theologian. I got no training in that. What I do have is observations left and right of what the hell we're trying to do to ourselves and how we're trying to kill ourselves at the same time. But how to save us, how to help us. My God, we got people trying to tell us that left and right. It's like a street market at this point over here. But we're not paying attention to that damn crap. We're trying to find the greatest thing in the street market at this point over here that might satisfy us. And the problem is, we're not paying attention to what's going on around us. Why are we there in the street market? Are we looking for the greatest America, or are we looking for the greatest thing on earth? We already had it around us. We didn't even notice it. But we want the fast food down our throats. We want the fast and convenient. And we bought it. Hook, line, and suckered. We're being reeled in left and right. By the handfuls, by the bushelfuls, by the statefuls. We have watchdogs and quote-unquote independent media groups out there trying to tell us what's going on. We're not listening to them. We don't want to listen to them. We're so happy dealing with the damn street market right now. We're like... Until we realize we're falling into a batter here, tossed over too many damn times, kneaded and thrown into a damn hot oil, fried up for somebody else's needs. We got a sign saying, "Fried fool here. Take a sample." That's us. And eventually we're going to be ended up like that. I don't know about us people. I just don't know whether or not we're worthy of saving or not saving at this point. Are we really? Are we ever really? Sorry about that. I gotta take a dog out for a walk. It happens late at night. When you have to take care of things right then instead of in the morning when it's already too late to take care of it. How does that deal with our situation, I wonder? It seems a lot of us are terrified at the idea that our whole country is falling apart. We're trying to do everything else we can. We just don't know how to solve it. And for those who want the violence and extreme nature go forth like crazy, they want a war. And they don't understand what war is all about. They look at Ukraine and they think the United States is involved heavily in the situation, that we caused the whole damn thing, and it wasn't. It was Putin and his power grab. But they don't want to know about it. They don't care about it. It's all the liberals' fault. That we're supplying weapons to the Ukrainians trying to fight for survival for their land. And Putin's putting out the story saying it's the Western liberals' fault. It's the United States' fault for doing this shit. Anything and everything that can be done to terrify and destroy our economy, our way of life, everything that we've had going for over 240 plus years. Gone because we were too damn stupid. We're too damn stupid to realize the truth. And even if we had realized this truth, it wasn't our truth. It wasn't our reality. And the problem is, that kind of reality check is something we're having an issue dealing with. Our reality check right now is in front of us and we can't deal with it. We've been in so many wars in every generation that we're all scarred one way or another. Every generation has a lot of war scars with maybe 10, 15, if we're lucky, 20 years of supposed peace before we get into it again. All because we can't stand differences. We can't stand gray areas. It has to be us versus them. You're either us or you're them, and then all hell breaks loose. And it's going to be another bloody civil war we're coming into. All of our ideas in our country right now. People are going crazy, insane, and they're yelling and screaming at each other saying, "Look what these people are doing to us." And the only thing I have to stop and say, look what you're doing to the country itself. Look what you're doing to the United States of America that you don't even recognize anymore. This was supposed to be a land of plurality. This is supposed to be a land of pluralism. This is supposed to be the land of the great American melting pot. For our previous generations have fought and died for and kept trying to educate us and trying to keep re-educating us at this point over here. And now we got this new generation of the me, mine, you listen to me or else. You're forcing us into a situation where we can't comply and we can't live in those kind of terms. And we're not going to. You want a civil war? You got one. You want the war? Is that what you really want? Destroy the thing that you claim most? You want freedom and liberty, but you're willing enough to destroy somebody else's? Willing enough to destroy the Constitution and the Bill of Rights at the same time? But you want your freedom. You want to believe in something. But you don't even have your own individual principles to think about. You're following somebody else's guidelines left and right. QAnon conspirators and their bullshit at this point over here. Clouding people's minds left and right. Guys like Alex Jones feeding on everybody. Bottom feeder. Has to pay off for his bullshit and harming people left and right. Donald Trump, top of the pyramid people keep thinking about. And he thinks he was God. Now, God got toppled. And now he's hurting. It's not the liberals' fault. Everybody played a part in this damn shit. Everybody. Our country fails, it's us. It's on all of us. The past, the present, and future generations, it's all on us. Because we had failed the great American experiment. We had failed our ancestors in trying to create a more perfect union. We are failing everybody in every concept that everybody else had concerning about our country. We have failed ourselves, and we failed everybody else. And you're screaming and yelling and pointing the fingers at everybody when you keep forgetting the finger's still pointing back at the source. Even I have to take responsibility for it. Of my part. They want me to be a fall guy? Fine, I'll be a fall guy for my own part. Testify under oath. Testify under a Bible if I actually had one. Testify for truth at this point over here, telling them that I, John Cameron Weaver, hereby swear. I don't even have anything to swear on. Hold on a second. It's not a Bible, but it's close to something similar. I swear, and I'm God, I'll hold these truths to be. I'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I have been a fool and idiot for a lot of things in my life. I've been an observer all my life. I have been fearful about a lot of things in my life. I have held people in contempt and held a lot of resentments in my life. But it's becoming worse and worse these days because I'm seeing how my own life right now is showing up to be meaningless half the time, almost to a full time. Because of the people that no longer care about what our country, our land, our history. I know we had a screwed up history. I know we have. There is a lot of imperfections that we have concerning about this country of ours and about ourselves that we could not hold up to the idealisms of what we're supposed to be having. We can't even do that. We can't hold up to the idealisms that we swore to our forefathers and our forefathers wanted us to have. We're not even doing that. It's not the science, it's not the technology. It's us and our morality. It's us and our mentality. It's us trying to deal with each other as human beings. Not as political pawns, not as liberals versus Trumpers. Or libtards versus maggots. The Civil War continues on. We may have won a battle or a major contest back in 1860, but the struggle still continues on to this day. Even I am part of that travesty. Because if I had allowed anybody else to say that America doesn't matter anymore, and I'm not defending it, then I'm just as guilty. But the problem is, which version of America are we looking at? Everyone else has their own way of looking at the country. We're supposed to be celebrating our plurality. We're supposed to be celebrating our differences. We can't do that if we're tearing each other apart. Now, I know this particular channel is supposed to be dealing with grieving left and right, as I tried to say about that in the previous videos left and right, including the last one as well. I remember that lead-in very well there. And what I keep trying to reiterate over and over again, and you won't listen, we're going to get our asses kicked. God will find a way. He will find a way to get our attention. And we hope to God, I pray that we're better attuned at listening and obeying. I've heard what other people are saying. And it does say so in our holy books concerning about false prophets. I just wish God can forgive me because I haven't done enough for my people, for Him, for the country, for everything. I haven't done enough. I haven't done nearly enough. I haven't scratched the surface. I have seen and I've heard a lot of people angry and frustrated and confused and blaming. And I'm getting real tired of the damn shit. I'm getting real tired of it. But since I've got a voice, I may not be able to speak very well, but I've got a way of communicating, and I'll continue to do so. Despite the fact I may be handicapped mentally or physically, doesn't matter. I am going to continue to speak because that is my job. That's my mission. I'm not changing the damn title. I'm going to have to make up a new channel for Politics 101. I may have to. Because I'm not quite sure what else to do at this point. Except right now, go to bed.